Yo, what up, it's main man here, Dublage, half the hope, man. So let's talk friends, man. Let's talk friends. So main man HH, let's talk friends, man. Let's talk friends. Who are your friends really? Who are your friends really? I think, whenever you're choosing friends and so forth, there are friends that you like to be your friends, and there are friends who are actually your friends. And that's the kind of journey that you'll have to take, and that's the kind of hard decision that some people take, but some people don't. Because it's all about situations, because it's sort of like the saying of like, you don't really know who you are until you're tested. You don't really know who you really are unless you're in a difficult situation and you see how you operate and how you react when you're in a difficult situation. So, you see, whenever you see people with many friends and they operate with many friends, you have to have questions about them because you're like, you can't have 50 friends. You can't have 20 friends. You simply can't, Of course, you can have acquaintances where these are guys, okay, if for sports stuff, this is my guy. Film stuff, this is my guy. For going out clubbing, this is my guy. For deep stuff, for educational stuff and so forth, for deep philosophical conversations, this is my guy. So of course you can have different guys who have different ways that you hang out with them. But there are those of your core guys who, these are guys where, I can ride with these guys. I can ride with these guys fully. And see, normally in life, you will always get taught about this the hard way. Because so many times, you'll be like, all right, this guy's my friend. I want him to be my friend and so forth. But then there will come a time when, let's say you're in need. You're in a tough fix. Let's say you're suffering from mental depression. Let's say you're in need of money. That guy that you said was your friend, did he come and help you? Because, and this is where the dilemma is. So let's say you have this friend who you love this guy. He's the coolest guy in the world. Whenever you hang out, it is great, it's amazing, it's superb, and you have all of the fun in the world. And then you have this other friend who, okay, he may not really be as cool as this other dude. And he may sort of, be not really as exciting as this other dude was, but you just sort of value his loyalty. Perhaps value his loyalty. But when that comes down to, let's say you're now in a fix, you're in a difficult situation, you need a bit of money, you need a place to stay, you need someone to sort of like give you a shoulder to lean on. And you try and call that friend that you really enjoy spending time with. He doesn't answer your call. He says, oh yeah, I'll call you back. He never calls you, you're back. But this other dude who you don't really mess around with, pick up the phone, he's there to call. He's there to respond. He's there he has your back 100%. Now you now have a decision to make. Because moving forward, of course you can still have that cool guy. As an acquaintance, he can't be a friend. He has to now become an acquaintance where, all right, I use you for this certain things, but that's it. But you now have to just say, this guy, wait. I have to start appreciating the people that are around me because it's the friends that are around you when times are good don't mean anything. The friends that are around you and show up and show out when you are at your lowest, when you're at your most vulnerable, those are your real friends. Because those are the guys that actually care about you. Because the friends that only hang around you when things are going well, but aren't there to help you when things are low or things are bad, those guys, they don't really care about you. They just want to use you for certain things. Because really a real friendship is a true bond. That's why they say, and this is real talk. A real friendship is far stronger than a real relationship with, let's say, your girlfriend or your wife. Because things that with your girlfriend or your wife, you just met her. And it's really based off of maybe an animal attraction, a sexual attraction, a love at first sight. So there's definitely something there, but it's about love at first sight. It's maybe about sexual attraction, and it's about this whole thing that we just have within us, which is the whole thing of the male and the female. You know, this whole thing of like which it's just this link that we just have that is built into us biologically. But the friend thing, that's a realer thing, because even without even thinking, we're just automatically attracted to the opposite sex. It's an automatic thing, So as much as you want to trans people, just obviously like if you're homosexual, it's different. But for heterosexuals, we're just automatically attracted by the opposite sex. But for a friend, it isn't an automatic thing. If you're a heterosexual, you don't look at a guy and be like, oh my gosh, that guy looks. No, you don't. You're just like, oh, there's another guy. So now it's about talking, getting to know, really hanging out, having long conversations, and the kind of bond you have with your friend is very different from the bond you have with a woman, because the bond you have with a woman, on its foundation, it's sexual. Now, what makes that thing deeper is if you actually do get along in your friendship, but really, it's really based on biology. See, that's the key thing here. The bond between you and the woman, it's biological. The bond between you and your male friend, that is organic. That is far more tangible. That is where you're now playing much more of an active role, because there is no biology involved in your bond between your friend. There's nothing there. It's just, So that is why once you find that friend, you have to value him. And this now comes to the other thing. Do you choose that lady over that friend? Because the key thing here is that you don't have to choose. But some people, stupidly, they choose. And then when things don't work out, like, oh wow, what about that guy that you knew for 15 years? You just knew the chick for 5-6 months. It was some great amazing 6 months. You had an argument, you had a falling out, you broke up. And now you pick up the phone to speak to the guy you've known for about 15 years. But what smart people do is that, of course, this is your lady and your woman, but you see, you have to let your woman know that, boom, we have something. But you've also got to respect this thing that I have here as well. You simply have to respect this thing that I have here as well. Because this 15-year friendship is just as important as this 1-year relationship. And that's just because society wants us to say that no, the wedding, the relationship, the male-female thing, that is paramount and that should take precedence over the friendship. No. Both are important, but in different ways. You need the woman to form a family, to raise your kids, and to move forth. That is needed. But you need your friend for psychological balance and keeping you on the straight and narrow, because 100% someone you just met and have known for 6 months and 1 year doesn't know you as well as someone who's known you for about 10, 15 years. They simply don't. So even for me and my friend, because I'm in my 30s now, and there's some friends who I've known since I was 14. Some I've known since I was 12. But for someone like the guys who I really know since I was 14, we've had many fallings out. We've had times where we've not talked and everything. But I know that even if we don't talk for ages, when I pick up the phone, it's like we never stopped talking. And I know that I have to value that, because these guys know things about me that no one will ever know about me. Because any woman that I meet, they've lived with me for the last 2 years, or not 3 years. These guys have known me for decades. Decades. Decades, over 3-4 years. And that's a huge thing. But you have to know who your real friends are. And the key thing, and this the key game you could peep game, the key thing is, and this is just what you have to know. When the going gets tough, when you're at your lowest, who's the friend that calls you? Who's the friend that returns your call? Who's the friend that keeps on checking up on you? who's the friend that goes out of his way to help you. Because that friend that goes out of his way to help you is there for you, keeps on checking upon you, and is around for you when it's at the worst. That's the dude. And the friend doesn't check on you, leaves you be, doesn't return your calls, and disappears, and only appears when things are not well. You don't have to just sort of like say F off and piss off, but you just let the guy know that, okay, you're an acquaintance. So I'll just speak with you at my leisure, you know. So even if you call, yeah, I'll probably take about a few days before I call you back if I remember, you know. But I'm just going to let you know that, oh yeah, when I was at my worst, where were you? So therefore, we always say I'm not really that close. So don't get it twisted to think we're that close. And that's the key thing, because you have to be careful about some of those friends that use you. You know the whole thing about nice guys finish last? Because look, people are fickle. And there are people that will say, oh, I can use him for this, I can mend him like this. So you always have to be wary. It's a key thing. Value real friendships and be aware of those friendships that are fake and not real.